Welcome. We send you heart. You are welcome to stay and help yourself what I'm doing, okay? Yesterday I started this carving project on the Kabocha pumpkin or squash. If you were with me yesterday, I started this earlier. I thought I was able to finish it today, but I couldn't because I'm just so busy with life and work and take care of everything. So I started with this beautiful, well, beautiful design here, okay? It's looking pretty good. Okay. So today, tonight, well, actually it's the evening. Hopefully that I'm able to make some good progress. Yesterday, I started doing this design. I just started to come up with a little design here, but I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to do flowers. I'm going to do just the brick, having hot chocolate because it's getting warmer here in Las Vegas. Okay, so I made myself some hot chocolate. It's nice and quiet this evening because people retired to work. Retired to bed. So I have some quiet time to myself. I swear that most of my carving knives are missing. That's what I don't like is that when my stuff started go missing, you know, because they're such a cute knife, you know, carving knife, small knife, so people would love to have them. I do, you know, I collect them, but mine seem to like disappear. Welcome. ជំរាបសួរទាំងអស់គ្នាសុខសប្បាយ Nazi 8888 beautiful name. Welcome. Say hi to you and send heart. Thank you. And for you. Welcome also. Okay, I love having you on here. It's beautiful, quiet evening, quite cold, a little chilly. It's in the house, so it's still warm. So I'm helping myself to a cup of hot chocolate. I'm not too much into coffee. I can handle decaffeinated coffee because the caffeine will keep me awake and if I can't sleep and the next day I'll get tired and I have more caffeine and then that's like into the cycle. So the only time that I might need caffeine is when I am extremely needed to go somewhere driving a long distance or even study for final. I'm not in school, I'm not driving, so I'm just helping myself with hot chocolate today. This evening. Okay, I'm gonna go right ahead and I start with empty this pumpkin here, and there's a lid to this. Okay, so I make lid. I carve the lid out typically because the lid will. So I did a little bit of work. It looked to me. Oops, excuse me. It's looked to me as though it's sunflowers. So it was out of my. I did that like I didn't pay too much attention what I was doing or making. So sometimes what I wasn't really pay attention will come out something this beautiful. Okay, so I started working on this part here, the rim of the pot. Okay. So what I have in mind for this is to either I do custard and fill this up, and we'll steam it, and we're gonna have a beautiful pumpkin custard. Okay. Or I can do the flan. I never done the flan before, but flan is typically similar to custard, so might as well say custard, okay? Or I can do cheesecake. I love to do cheesecake. I did that on the sweet yam. I did the ube, making ube cake, and I pour into that 5-pound yam I have. If you were here with me, you probably know what I did already. So it's a beautiful dessert. It was a friend of mine. She took control of it, so she had the cake. It's such a pleasure to like not have to eat it myself. Okay, so I already like create this little design already. I was gonna do the heart shape. To do that, I probably have to work on it a little bit more, to produce that heart shape. I swear none of this knife cut anymore. It's so hard to, because pumpkin is hard well, it's a little tougher than the rest of the vegetable, okay? But it's so easy to peel, but to have a design out of it, it's a little bit of work. But it's not that, I mean, it's possible, it's not extremely difficult. It's just a matter of how to navigate around it. So I just want to welcome, okay, Chef Anna. I've been able to do much cooking because being a nanny is not always easy, because today my my charge, she's all right. She's gonna take one nap, and I think she's prepared herself to become a toddler. So they sleep less now. They want to explore more. They wanted to, well, she, not them. She wanted to, she wanted to, to stay up late and entertain herself. Okay, so I think that's what she did. She wanted to stay up late stay up to entertain herself, or she's reaching a different milestone. She's getting ready to walk. I think she's already hanging on to furniture and able to stand up on her own now. And yeah, I'm sure that she's gonna be walking the next couple months at least. She's a February baby, so she probably gonna be walking by then. So what I did is that I divide this into separate sections. Okay, so this is the bottom of the pumpkin actually. Okay, I carved the top of it. So I'm gonna create I can do a heart shape, but then I needed to like make it look like it's a heart shape. Okay. And yeah, I enjoy being around new baby or little baby now, because all my kids are grown up, and my grandkids are a little bit bigger now. They don't need me to babysit them as much. Only if their mom like have a night out and she needs somebody to be with the kids, and typically they're pretty good about helping themselves. They don't need to be taken care of. They know how to take care of themselves. They know how to eat. In fact, my grandson, he know how to cook, so we don't have to worry about feeding him. He just know how to cook. He can make like delicious steak. So he's in sports, so his parent encourage him to eat a lot of protein, so he know how to cook his own meal. That's pretty good, for how old is he now? He's 14. Yeah. So for a 14-year-old, be able to like cook for himself and how to take care of himself. I think that's pretty good. But where I came from, I started cooking when I was very young because parents are working on the farms and they won't come home until late. So I think my job was to like have the rice cook already. So when mom come home, she would cook the main course. Yeah. So she said that if we can't do anything at all to help, maybe just build the fire and cook the rice. So when they come home, they can just combine the vegetable and make good meal. You know, because we eat rice for every meal. So therefore, rice was like very crucial in our daily main staple kind of thing. You know. So my parent delicate responsibility to her kid very young. So I learned from all that. So it was nice to have learned all those responsibility because it shaped our life. Okay, it do shape our life when we learn certain responsibility when we're young. As we grow older, we already know what to do. Okay, so that's a great thing about parents, that our job is to help teach the children when they're young. Don't wait until the teenager or adult to take certain responsibility. Cooking is very crucial because kids need to do that. They need to learn the important nutritional value. They need to learn the importance of cooking for life because cooking is important. Because when the kids leave to college, if they don't cook, then they won't have the kind of nutritional food that they need to in college. For example, I have a good friend of mine. She was younger generation than I am. I end up adopted her when she was like in her 30 actually. She went to Stanislaus. She has full ride scholarship to go to Stanislaus. A very bright young woman. Only book smart. Okay, some people are book smart. Some people are like instinctively smart, intuitively smart. So they can function normally. And for people who are book smart, they can be like straight A in high school or straight A in college, but then their life skills suck. They don't cook, they don't take on responsibility. So with full ride scholarship, she also has like food allowance. She had access to free dormitory where she can stay in school if she needed. So she so I create a little heart right here. So she because she can't cook, when her allowance come out, she would go to the student store and bought all kind of sweets. She had so many dessert, the mousse, chocolate cake, cheesecake, all kind of sweet. Hello to you too. Dylan, that's a beautiful name. Okay, so if you're gonna come on to my channel, please be respectful, okay? Because this is a community channel, and certain compliment will not be so so revealing, or so what do you call it? So I prefer respectable comments or questions. Okay, if you're looking for a hot date, you have to move on, because this channel is not for that. Okay, this is a cooking channel. So I would ask that all of us to be respectful with your comment, because I have my moderators. He's gonna come on here and take charge of some of the comments again. So please be respectful, because I'm respectful. When you come on here on my channel, I would love to be respected. So again, go back to responsibility, that we all have to take part in when we teach our kids certain responsibility that will like increment them for life. Teach them something that they can foster it and take with them for the rest of their life. Something that they can learn and foster and pass down to their posterities. That would be beautiful. Because when my mom taught me that, when my mom started doing all that delicate responsibility, I used to so discontent with it. I was so angry with her because I don't get to go out and play like some of the kids in the village, and it seemed like the kid in the village always be out playing and having fun, and here I have responsibility of taking care of the siblings, while some of my cousin and my other friends are like having fun playing outside, and I don't get to do that until all the chores and responsibility are done. Sometimes when all that's done is it's already late. So now that I realize that all those was just like preparing me to be a better person, better adult. So that's why I always making sure that that emotion code passed down to our kids. It's our responsibility to do that. I'm not cooking today, Jason, because I started this I started this project, okay, the carving pumpkins, because I wanted to make sweet out of it because I've been so busy with jobs and with work and family, because I have my mom who's an elderly person, and she needs assistance with her living, her daily activities. So when I'm done with my job, then I have to go to her place and make sure that she had food and waters and that everything taken care of, her medication is taken. So then this house is multiple family situations, so I have to be respectful also, because people do utilize this kitchen. So I normally I'll come earlier to cook, so that way I don't get in the way. Sometimes people would get mad. It happened before that, because people don't want to be on cameras, and when I do live on and people don't want on camera, and they're hungry, they want to eat, they want to cook, and they don't want to be out in the kitchen, they get mad at me. So I have to be respectful also. So that's why when this time people likely that they be in bed and sleeping, so I can be out here and have the whole kitchen to myself. So it's kind of nice. So no, no, I haven't been cooking for the last 2 days. No, actually, I cook, but just I didn't record it because it's for family. I didn't cook anything different. When I do put on my channel, I want to do like different type of cooking, so that way I don't repeat it the same cooking on the channel all the time. Okay. So I have 2 hearts imprinted. Okay. You still cooking? What are you cooking, Jason? Oh, well, some men a good cook. When I married to my ex-husband, he's Vietnamese descent. He cook, and I gotten to help him. And the only thing that I didn't like was that he liked to get meat from the farm. Like he and his friend would put money together and they would slaughter a pig and or will buy live chicken and they will pluck it at home. It was so nasty, because the certain cultures, that I appreciate and respect. I my parent did that in back home too, because we live in an area where chicken are not being sold in the market unless we we domesticate and 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 raise and raise our own chicken and livestock. So my dad would know how to butcher a chicken or pig. Or typically, if they butcher a pig, they would have men from the village to help, because to butcher a pig, it takes a lot of work, to blanch it and clean it, scrape it, clean it, and they collect every part of the pig, the intestinal and and viscerals and every part of the pig. So they need a lot of worker to help them. So I remember when they slaughter a pig, they would bring a lot of people from the village to help, and then they would split, or if they can. I don't think they really sell the meat. I don't remember that they sell the meat, but they do split and share. And they do that the same way when someone do that in their own farm. So, and they will call people from the village so they can split the meat and think. I explained before that we live in the reciprocity societies where people exchange and give each other food, exchange meat for rice, for fish, for vegetable, whatever it is, So people, I mean, people in the village, they related, or good friend, and really related, and good neighbors, so they always shared. Oh, they call that yes, they call it custard. Is that what you're referring to? Uh, that's what I was saying earlier, that I either do the flan custard or cheesecake. And first I have to steam this until it's done, and then I will prepare the fillings and just pour in here. And if need to be, if cheesecake, I don't need to cook the cheesecake. The cheesecake will be prepared cold. But if we're gonna do the flan and the custard, it have to be processed and pour in here and steam at the same time. It's such a great idea, because this pumpkin right here, it's called squash. It's called Kabocha Squash. It's one of the Asian squash. It had a very nice textures. It had a tinge of sweetness to it, and a tinge of, it's not as soggy as American pumpkin, the kind that we do for the yellow pumpkin that we have. This right here is not soggy like that. This had a very nice, like, it's not sticky, it's not gummy. It just had a very nice textures where it's a lot firmer. Okay, a lot firmer, but it tastes a lot better also. And then it's pricier. Okay, these are about what, $3 or $4 per pound. So if you have 5 pounds of it, then you have got a few dollars for just this beautiful piece of vegetable here. He hunt. And so this season would be what you can hunt for bear or elk, right? I mean, are you allowed to hunt for deer? Because deer, I think this season were deer, pregnant deer, and you're not allowed to take pregnant deer, right? Am I correct? Because I'm not a hunter. Many years ago, like I was telling that my ex, he liked livestock and game's meat, right? So they either buy it from the farm, direct from the farm, or they go hunt, right? So I remember one year they went hunting for elk, and it was off season, so they got in trouble they got ticket for, and I remember that they would collect the head of the elk, and they would taxidermize it, where they you know what I'm talking about, taxidermy. Taxidermy is the process where they do the hydration, is it? The hydration of any kind of games to preserve it so they can hang it on the wall. Personally, I think it's I wouldn't have it at home, but my ex, he tried to do that, and then he got in trouble with the fishing games. No, the ranger, I think the ranger. So because he was hunting off the season, so I think they got in trouble. They got big citation, and he tried to get the elk taxidermized. And I think that's the guy that at the place that did the taxidermize reported on them. That's why the fishing game comes. So I remember when Fish and Game raided the house, it was embarrassing because, I live with people who don't have respect for law. I detest it so much. I'm glad that I'm not with them anymore because it's so embarrassing. So one time, I told a story already because it was so awful. We were out fishing at the Delta, right? We've been on boat. We used to have boat. And my ex-husband, he loved being around his friend, because they like to drink and enjoy themselves. So what they did is that we parked at the Delta, and we went some fish on the boat, some fish on the river bank, the Delta bank, and I'm simple. I just fish for sunfish or catfish. And those days it was no limit, so you can take as many catfish as we can catch, and the sunfish have no limit. Now they put limit to everything because I think the wildlife and the marine life getting depleted. People don't have respect for nature, so they you have farm, yeah, a lot of squash. You must have farm, huh? The yellow squash that we use for Halloween, or the regular squash. This kabocha here, they Cambodian call it labo, or labo Japun. Japan is Japan. Okay, we pronounce it as the French because we were colonized by French for about 100 years. So a lot of pronunciation, we interlard it with French language. So like Japan is Japan. Japan. So that day it was a beautiful day at the Delta. My children and I, we fish for the sunfish. We use waxworm. I don't like to I don't like to hurt the earthworm, so we use waxworm. Waxworm is just like a bee baby. It exactly is the bee baby. So it's very small. It's probably about that size, and it's more pleasant to touch it because it's not as slimy as the night crawler or even earthworm. Those I can't handle it. In fact, my mom won't eat any fish with earthworm. She said that was I don't know. She had to think about earthworm. So if we fish with earthworm, my mom would never eat the fish. So I just took after, I modeled after my mom. So when I do fish, I would fish with waxworm. Okay, and that's all I do. I would fish for sunfish, what they call sunfish, or crappie. And if lucky, if I get catfish. I don't like catfish too much. Catfish, what catfish in a Delta, it could be like a very good size, like 5-10 pounds. Yeah. And some of the steelhead, the big head, or I like the there's few kind of catfish. I can't remember the kind that I enjoy having. It's a small head, and sometimes it had spot on it. I can't remember what the species it was, but I don't like catfish too much. I can handle the crawfish, not the crawfish. Well, sometimes we do fish for crawfish and the crawdad. out at the at the rice field, Japanese rice field. So to catch the crawfish in the delta was a little bit challenged because with the crawfish we can use the chicken liver, and you just cast into the shallow water, and the crawdad will just like feast on the liver, and then you lift it up, and it's so greedy because the crawdad are so okay to me. Okay, if the crawdad would know that taking the bait, and once it get pulled up, it should just release and it will be safe. But no, they get so greedy, just want to hang on to the liver, and then got captured. You know, we do that too. So plenty in the San Joaquin Delta, in California, Northern California, and so sunfish are not very big. I mean, there's like the biggest like that big, somewhere like that, and then oh yeah, to finish the story with the fish and game. So fish and game didn't come for without reason. So I know that they've been watching and scoping, and then when they came, they because my ex, he I don't know, he liked to break laws, besides get in trouble hunting, got in trouble with fishing. So they've been catching like baby striper. They said that baby striper like had the best flavor. It's sweeter, So I know they catch quite a few. So when the fishing game came, and on the boat and on land, and yeah, they were like came unannounced. So everybody got ticket because they caught baby striper. Then they didn't catch a few; they caught a whole bunch. And they even barbecued beforehand too. When the fishing game came, they collect the bone, they collect the remain of the fish and everything. Everybody got fine. And then there was a big bag of that baby fish that they hide under the rock, and the fishing game couldn't find it. So they came over and asked, "Ma'am, we need your help. Do you know where they hide the fish?" I said, "I have no idea. I was very concentrated on my own fishing here. So you guys have been scoping, so you should know where the fish go." They couldn't find the big bag. It would have been more, because with the striper bass in California, they reserve it. So the year that we were allowed to fish, you can take 5 big, like 18 inches. I think it was had to be 18 or 24 inches. Can't remember. So it have to be like that long, and have to be like that big to take home. But Asian people, they're sneaky. Sometimes, they want to take like that long, that small. It said that it tastes better when it's a little one. So this time when we caught like sturgeon, big sturgeon. And if you don't know what sturgeons are, sturgeon look almost like catfish, but then it has scale, and every bones of the sturgeon fish, it's cartilage. It's soft. It's just like the bone in our nose. So it's edible for some people. And then the eggs of the sturgeon, where they make calamari out of it. Where it's very pretty expensive. If you are one of those fancy people who like to drink champagne with calamaris and stuff. So I haven't been fishing for centuries. I'm not close to the delta, so you live on land and farms, and you do farm for family, or you do farm for commercial? So that's how you do it. You just soak your catfish or fish in the milk to reduce the fish smell. Well, the thing with me with the catfish is that I would cook catfish for family. You know, the way we do it, we fillet it, we skin it, and de-skin, debones, and all that, and then we seasoning it, and I will batter it and bread it and cook it or fried it or smoke it, what have you, or barbecued it. But then I don't know, it is farm raised. I think farm raised catfish smells stronger than the wild caught catfish. Would you agree? Because the wild caught are more tolerable, I think, because they eat algae, but then they flow freely. But then the raised catfish, farm raised catfish, and I think the kind of feed that they feed them, that's what caused them to smell so badly. So that's what I don't like. And if we go to like southern style kind of cooking and you wanted catfish, I'm okay. I pass on catfishing. I nothing against it. It's just the way it smells that I can't tolerate too much, you know. So I cook swordfish all the time, or whiting fish. It doesn't smell as bad. You know, it's ocean fish, and they strip it to bare minimal, so they debone and fillet it, so there's nothing left to smell. But catfish doesn't matter what you do to it. You know, it's still, I think it still smell. You know, I have one eel in the fridge that my son caught from Atlantic Ocean. He lived East Coast, so he caught eels and blackfish and all that. So I will cook the blackfish. Blackfish still smells strong, you know. Even we cook with a lot of onions and a lot of seasoning. Still smell. You know, I used to be fine with eating fish when I was younger. You know, as you get older, I mean, my tolerance for game meat and game smell had decreased. I don't know. It just becomes so unfavorable. You know, it's just like the time where you know the butt taste change, everything alternate. So I used to be able to eat catfish okay a long time ago, you know. But now I can't handle this much, so I just know that much. So I know I won't be able to finish tonight. I just wanted to check on here because I've been cooking and I just want to keep my algorithm rolling and momentum going, because with YouTube channel, you know, we have to treat, if you are a content creator, you have to treat your YouTube channel as your regular job. If you have to work daily, if you don't work daily, you don't get paid. I'm not monetizing yet. I'm a long way from being monetized, so I'm not even concerned about that. I'm just trying to build up my YouTube channel. So this is my second year, so I move slowly, you know, maturely. I haven't had one video that like exploded or go viral yet, so so I'm just one small scale content creators. I don't do those bizarre cooking, you know, where like cooking bizarre meat, bizarre cooking. I know people won't make those things, but then, you know, it's just fun watching it, you know, because you just watch with awe and it's like, oh, ew, you know. And then we judge, you know, because we don't eat those things, we don't cook those things. When you see those things, you're just like, do people really eat this? Are people really, like, this group of people exist? You know, how you eat raw raw meat, raw animal part. In some nations, they even eat dung, you know, cow dung, animal dung. I don't know. I can't tell you that, you know, because it will be like offensive, you know, because people get so offended when we comment on certain things, you know. I mean, and then, well, if you don't want to get scrutinized, then don't put it out. You put it out, become a public information, and you know, people love to shoot you down. So, but I haven't had viral video yet, because I don't know how to make it viral, you know. I mean, I'm just go with the organic show here. People said, "Oh, you move slow. You do things slowly." Yes, I do. I'm not. I'm not pressure for time. If I do, I'll go quicker. You know, sometimes I just want on here, relaxing. You know, I don't want to do anything uh, radical. You know, I just want to enjoy my time here. Um, maybe just back and forth with you guys. You know, because you guys have opinion about certain thing, and I want to be able to enjoy that. You know. Usually when you comment, then I share and I read, and I enjoy that. So I appreciate that. And for someone to come on here acting crazy, talking crazy, and that's why I block people. You know, I mean, so I'm here respectable, and I want to be treated with respect also. You know, because respect will go a long way. We have to do that. So just to be honest with you, that this kabocha here, it's crispy and harder to carve. I used to carve the apples or fruits like melons, honeydews, and apples and persimmons. It's so easy because they're soft. This right here, it's so hard to like mold into shape because it's hard. Okay, it's almost like knock on the wood, like that. Well, thank you for the heart. I appreciate that, and thank you for the thumb up. I appreciate that also. I love the thumb up. You know that it showed me that you appreciate. And today's easy evening. You know, it's late in evening. I won't be cooking. I won't be tossing the noodles or fried rice. No. It's not like that. You know, this evening where I don't have to cook all the time. I made today. What I did is that I made naan bread, which is very simple. You know, I already have my recipe on naan bread. I have to go back to quite a few of the videos that I helped post a couple months ago, and then I made tuna and an egg salad today. Because the boy that loved tuna egg salad, so with the naan bread, with some avocado, that's all they need. You know, they rather have naan bread on tuna egg salad than cheeseburger. So it's a lot. And once they learn things that the fast food make meat out of things that are not edible, and they started to wean themselves out from eating fast food. So that's nice. You know, I mean, whoever did that it worked. You know, to discourage people from not relying on stuff like that. So I thought, well, thank you. You know, do that again. So I appreciate that. You know, I mean, people. So my family started to realize that home cookings are crucial for our well-being. You know, especially when we on a diet, or when we want to watch our weight, or want to modify our eating behavior. You know, because eating is a behavior. Okay, I mean, we eat enough to live, or we live to eat. And if you one of those character, then we work on around that, to modify that, because everything is modifiable. And that's what's taught in the diabetes class that I taught years ago, when living in California. So everything else is modifiable. Behavior is modifiable. Eating habits are modifiable. We can modify anything that we desire. And some people say, no, I'm working too hard. I'm working too much. I don't have time. The essence of our well-being is relying on the time, the effort that we put toward. If we don't make time for ourselves, then we're not going to have time for anything. And just like people claim that I work, and so am I. How do you know I don't work 2-3 jobs? I still have time to cook. I still have time to do other things. It depends on how you manage your time. If you have time to scroll a few hours a day, and that's a lot of time that you should have be doing something productive. Unless you're a true YouTuber and that you make a living by making content. You can scroll and you can get paid for scroll, watching the ad, and then it's different, you know. If you just scroll because you just like want to, like looking, look for who have the best, the funny or the most resourceful content, is that you don't make money out of, but make money for other people. Before I seen YouTube in different angles, you know, because I used to like log on and watch all kind of movie, all kind of show. So I have different respect for YouTube now because I'm a YouTuber, so I know how important it is to grab people attention, you know, to fish them in, to reel them in, and to lock them into your show. Some just like uh, some are just like what do you call it? Just scroll. A lot of scroller, you know. Um, say hi to all of you too. Welcome, welcome. If you're here with me, if you if you're part of the community building on YouTube or on TikTok, please subscribe, please follow, so that way I can go back and give you the same courtesy. Okay, so this is like a chisel. Okay, I got this from Thailand when I visited. I swear I have more than a couple. Okay, for some reason I'm not sure because this is chisel also. Okay, so it made carving life easier because it had a different angles. Okay, so to do this job, you have to have a good carving knife. These I got here in America. You know, it's not even cut. Look at that. That's what make it so hard to carve, and I probably have to spend some time to sharpening it. So this one right here also, that's to see that this angle here and allow us to like create the most like beautiful design out of it. Okay, but like I'm saying, this pumpkin is getting, it's a lot harder to carve than I expected. You know, the last time I made it's only a small detail, but this one I have quite a few details that I want to add, you know, because I wanted to like make memories out of this. So I know that you won't care, you know, a lot of people don't care how people cook or what they make, but for me, I make this for, I create legacy. Okay, I create legacy because cooking skill is something that we, you know, it will slowly deplete as time go by because people no longer want to cook at home because it's tiring cooking at home. You know, I mean, when the time preparing food was like very, very, it's so, it take a lot to cook and clean and enjoy meal. Versus you just sit down and enjoy meal at the restaurant or dining in or taking out or what have you. You know, I mean, um, cooking value would like slowly decline, where family no longer desire for a home meal because it's time consuming. I mean, what I learned about how the birth of fast food, I'm not gonna mention name because, you know, we I do them sometimes too. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sitting here pretend like I'm not enjoy fast food here and there. I do. I enjoy fast food once in a while, but mostly I cook at home. You know, and for a lot of reason. You know, for economical reason, for health reason. So I mean, when we cook at home, we control the fat content and whatever the content you control. You know, you can omit it, you can leave it out, you can add it in as you want. You know, I mean, there's no right and wrong doing it. So the home cooked meal is a lot. We have option to what we put in our food versus eating out where you don't have that option. Whatever is in the food, then that's what you eat, and that's what you're gonna carry with you until it digested out. You know. But I know a lot of people don't cook because cooking is tiring, it's tedious, and when you don't know how to cook. And I think people cook more now because they can Google and learn how to cook culture food, you know, before you have to open a cookbook or you have to ask your grandma, your great aunt, and how to make certain things, you know, or some of those family food where you're nostalgic about it, where you remember how your aunt, your mom, or your caretaker cook for you, you know, when you move out on your own, especially for a young kid and college kid, and you miss a home meal because you've been away so long. Some of them been away like 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, depending on what school program we put ourselves in. You know, so sometimes we don't get to see or get to eat family cooking or mom cooking, especially until Christmas or holiday, where we allow ourselves to travel, to go home and enjoy the meal. I miss my mom meal, you know. I mean, mom and I we cook differently. My mom she didn't cook elaborate meal like I do. You know, she's just basic woman that cook basic food, which is typical either Thai or Cambodian food, which is very typical. You know, the contrary, I have some cooking training, you know, through hands-on and a little schooling that I open myself to, and mostly it's just I just learn it on first hand. You know, I just watch other people how to do it, and let me charge my phone. It's just like I take my battery so quick. So sorry about that. So what I learned about home cooked meal is that it's just like it teaches value. It teaches how to budget for food budget. Okay, sorry. Let me get a better stand for you. It teaches to do food budgeting, because to buy food and prepare food is not easy as sitting down and pay for someone to do a quick burger for you, you know. And what people argue, what I learn about when people argue about how expensive foods are when you eat healthy food, you know. And I agree, you know, I mean, eating healthy food sometimes could be expensive, especially the vegetables and fruits. Okay, excuse me, please. I have too much stuff going on in my phone, so it just it depleted my battery so quick. I need to find time to remove some of the videos. Not some videos. I have like a few thousand of videos of shorts here and there, cooking videos and things. So so people will tell me that you do. Jason, we have things in common. You know, I was born in Cambodia. So children do not get to enjoy themselves as much, okay? I mean, we have to know how to fry eggs since we were born already. Okay, so, which is good though, you know, you in perfect training. Let me see. I'm glad that I had that first-hand training from very young age, because how I compare myself to my children now is that, you know, they for my 25-year-old son, you know, he doesn't know how to cook, and he didn't want to know how to cook. So I'm just saying that yeah, he didn't want to cook. Let's put it that way, okay? So he think that he's born silver spoon, but he's not. So if we don't cook for him, then he'll go with ramen, and you know, the top ramen in like the best food in the world. It used to be, you know, because top ramen used to make out of eggs, and then eggs and flours and stuff. But then I don't know how true that is now. You know, I mean, the younger we learn to cook, the more adaptation to it. 'Cause, sorry, I have some dairy product which I'm which I shouldn't be, but then sometimes I have to handle it. So I'm lactose intolerant too, but I add just a little bit of milk in the hot chocolate. So yes, you have been taught very well, Jason. You're cooking since you were 5, and then built on. Okay, so you're doing pretty good. You cook without having to relying on other people cooking for you. Yes, I know the food price are skyrocketing. It got so bad for since it got worse since COVID-19, and then we have to deal with this new administration where with the immigration issue. Um, so that go hands in hand with food pricing. Everything rised up. Only the paycheck that is not raising. So I wish that it would. Sorry. I wish that they equilibrium. Once the living costs increase, that our income increase also. It doesn't always work like that. So it's disappointing. Okay, so it's so hard to be able to buy healthy food. I was saying, because when I teach health class, I deal with people, teaching them how to eat healthy and change their diet and to fit with their health need. Okay, so they would tell me that eating healthy was a lot more expensive. Of course, if you get a bag of chip, and then we have to talk about how much can you eat from a bag of chip. If you look at the serving, the serving quantity of a bag of chip is like, you can have like 30 pieces or 15 pieces, okay? And when you have the big bag of potato chip and what have you, and you sit down to eat in front of TV, and then you don't pay attention to what you're eating. That's why the expert advise that when we eat, enjoy ourselves, that we do it without the screen, because then we know what we're eating, how much we're eating, and when we focus on what we were eating. Okay, so that's what the experts say. Okay, don't quote me on that. But though I've been trained to teach on healthy living, healthy eating, so I don't want to quote on anybody, but I went to school for that. I don't teach the health class anymore. The contract end with the health department, so I don't do the teaching anymore, but the knowledge is there. You don't have to teach. I retired from that. So what we learned is that, this is people share with me that eating healthy is much more expensive, Anna, because buy food are expensive, versus a bag of chip, and yeah, but if you get 2 pounds of fruit and compared to a large bag of chip, then, consider eating healthy is expensive, but then because we're investing in our life, it shouldn't matter, right? And then this lady, she diabetes, so she come to class every session. She come to every class. She's been attending class for like the last 10 years or so, because she can teach the class herself. She come in because she's a full-blown diabetes. She's a nurse working at the healthcare system, and she had diabetes, and I can't mention the name, but anyway, she when I teach classes, she'll help because she know everything in the book. She been to every diabetes class that we have, and she been to a lot of diabetes class that was implemented. So she her issue was that she need help breaking away from fries. She eat fries every day, Like she have to have fry before she come to work. She will stop by fast food and get her fry. Okay, and then she will have fry for dinner. She have fry for lunch. She have fry for snack. And it's like she's so infatuated with French fry. And that's what she has. And she was, and then not only that, she had full blown diabetes. She also had high cholesterol, high lipid fat, high cholesterol, and then and and hypertension. So she had diabetes, high lipid fat, hypertension. So she had these three what do you call it? Three chronic illnesses, and eating fried every day. And so we try so many ways to help. It's called her Rose to modify her fry eating by reducing the amount of fry. Okay, because it's such a really bad addiction. She addicted to it. And it's just like we addicted to caffeine, addicted to smoke or tobacco product. But Rose, she's addicted to French fry. There's no caffeine, there's no there's no nicotine in it, but then it was just like the behavior issue. So she's a big woman too, and so we have to work on her, change her BMI and all that. And she know all that. You don't have to preach her. If we preach her, is that I know all of that. I've been to every class, the diabetes class, for the past 10 years. You want me to teach the class for you? Say, well, then come and teach the class. Bear your testimony why you can't stay home from. So finally, we have to do an action plan on Rose. Okay, so Rose, we're gonna reduce the amount of fry per day. Okay, so we since you have to stop by getting fry each morning. Okay, so just have your fry in the morning. Then don't buy extra bag and you have to microwave it for lunch or snack. Okay, so just buy for the morning. And that was like so hard to do that. She's going to like anxiety attack for not having fry every so it's not funny, but we were laughing about it because she wanted to overcome it so badly. And finally we after no one had been able to help Rose modify her addiction. So first she didn't try it at all. She know what she's doing. She said, if I wanted to change, I would change. So finally I said, okay, I'm teaching the class. So my goal is to help educate you. So if you're not really helping me teaching you to like change some of the habit here, I feel complete failure. So finally Rose like, okay, I'm willing to, because well, she said that I like you more than other instructor, so I'm willing to sacrifice and we're willing to make some change and do some changes. So we do an action plan on her. So action plan is like a written contract that we do between for yourself. So you write down the plan, what you want to do, and then you just start doing whether you do it for whether you plan to do this for the whole year, the whole week, the whole day, what have you. So it's action plan. You write out the plan, and then just like you want to lose weight, how much weight you want to lose, and how many week you accomplish, how many months, how many year, and how many pound you want to lose in 1 week, how many pound you want to lose in 1 month. So that's called action plan. It's something you're like implementing plan that you set for yourself, so that you have a purpose, a sense of purpose, or an action plan where you have a guideline, a map. So then we started implementing the action plan for Rose, and it was hard for her. Like the first week, she'd be calling me like, "Well, no, I need help. I want some more fry." I said, "Okay, let's have instead of have a whole bag of fry, maybe have five what's called stick of a French fry. Maybe stop buying French fry from the fast food, and maybe you make your own fry at home. That you don't do deep frying with the animal fat. You do like air fryer. You do like saute, it don't taste the same. I'm addicted to whatever they put in the fry. So yeah, there is an addiction into fast food. Okay, I don't know what they put in there, but if you find yourself like stopping by the fast food all the time because you crave for it, because you like easy, first it was convenient and then it was like, so it take like, so I taught class for like 3 years. So Rose been in my class for 3 years. I mean, at the third years, I think Rose started to make her own fry at home instead of stop by fast food and get those fry. And she didn't wean her off from the fry, but she reduced the amount of fry that she consumed, and she started making her own fry. So she know how hard it is to make fry at home. So then she said, well, I'm gonna start eating more fruits. And so that was something that I think I was able to accomplish with Rose, to help her change her eating habit, which is like, it's something that she hadn't been able to do the past 10 years or so, because she'd be saying, yeah, I eat those things all my life, and now you can tell me I can't have it, so it's just like people go through withdrawals. It's just like I know people who are addicted to nicotine and or substances, when they quit those things, they go through withdrawals, just like the symptom that like jittering, like what you call it? It's the emotional portion of it, where they get withdrawn, they get depressed, they get angry, they get agitated. So same thing, just like, do we need to send you to like, a rehab for for addicted to fry, so it's something that simple that people, it just take a behavior modification, and people think that, well, I'm educated woman, I'm a nurse here, and okay, got nothing to do with educations. People who had such a bad habit of doing certain things, it's got nothing to do with education. It got to do with your attitude and how you want to behave. It's a different stroke for different folk. That's what they say. So like my friend here, she's caffeinated freak. So she have her she had the routine of coffee making. It had to make certain way, and it had to be ice coffee. So it's just like one of those things where people got to that they adopted into their lifestyle. And I see how she had like she had the pre packages that came in a little fancy bag, that's supposed to be like for one cup, for one cup serving, and she like it strong, so she add about 2 or 3 pouch of those to make one coffee cup. So I'm like, that's a lot of coffee. But then to know that people do drink heavy, people can drink coffee throughout the day, and some are stronger, some do espresso, some do with whipped cream and sugar, some just like it black, some have to have coffee to get the day started. So we train our body to do things that was like that get into a habit. And we do, I do think that become a habit forming too. I don't do drug, I don't do caffeine, I don't drink soft drink as much, only if I do go to a restaurant or fast food that I need to flush myself, flush the food that I ate, and then I do, especially if you travel out of the country, and when you eat food or from the street or somewhere where you know for sure that you're going to get sick from it. Sometimes drinking soda will help. That's what they were saying. So I just going what majority was saying. Okay, Well, I'm Christian too, so I have Christian um, family background also. So I understand what you were saying. I mean, because I cook at home, so I don't put restriction on kids. But typically, church started in the morning or in the afternoon, or sometimes started between meal. So sometimes it's hard for older generation to um, to attend church, especially people who had chronic illnesses that they need to eat, so that way their sugar won't drop or spike, before they leave homes, or they, they have to take medication with meal. So I got it, I mean, I go to church too, and church for my ward started at 10:30. So by the time we get out 10:30 until about 12:30, and then we come home and have meals. And sometimes church start about 1, so people try to eat already before church time, so it's just a matter of arranging our time, I mean, managing our time is important, because if we don't, then you be angry because, wow, because the church I can't eat, it's true. So if we manage our time, and everything will be all right. If you know that you have church and you don't want to be hungry, then you just have your breakfast or lunch or snack, and then just do the routine. Okay, so it's important that we do that. And if you want to eat after church or before church, and it's contrary, because if your mom cook and she control the kitchen, hey, you know what? Like I said, if church start between meals, then have a snack, or eat breakfast or lunch before you go. It'll be fine, and everything will be fine. If you serve the Lord, and sometimes we feed the spirit, all the spiritual thing, and then you forgot about being hungry, So our church, we do fasting once per month, and especially like the first Sunday of the month, where we fast, and then with the amount of money that we'll pay for our meal, we get to pay our tithe, with called fast offering. Okay, so we with the fast offering, the bishop will collect it and put into the reserve for people who need to buy food, or when we donate to people who are less fortunate and who need the bishop assistance with food or thing in that nature. Okay, and then so we fast like 2 consecutive meals, meaning we fast from morning to dinner time. And some people can fast 24 hours. And like if you're Buddhist, and you know that the Buddhist monk only eat in the morning up until noontime, and they can't eat solid food after noontime. But thank you for the heart. Appreciate that. It's growing. Thank you. Welcome, all of you. I know that I don't get to conversate much, and all the text is so small to see. And so do you attend church on Sunday or on regular day? Because some nomination, they have church on weekday instead of on Sunday, but my church, we attend on Sunday, and then there's activities on Wednesday, young men or young women activity on Sunday, on Wednesday. I think that's where everybody, all the family and kid would be active, involved in activities or scouting. When my son was in the scout, they meet on Wednesday to do the scouting thing. So I add a few more detail here. Okay, I got leaves here, and this is nothing. It's just a brick, and then I did a small detail on here. It's pretty easy. There's nothing complex about these here. Okay, so it's just fun stuff. It's nothing serious. Okay, cooking's supposed to be fun, so I gather I enjoy that people say, it's boring. You know, yeah, that's your opinions. I'm okay with that. As long as you're not being rude, you're fine. You know. Okay. So I still have a whole lot to go here, so it might take me a long time to do it. I won't be able to finish it because I'm gonna do as much each day until I'm done with it. So I can't leave this too long because it might get rotten. So I might try to finish it tomorrow when the baby sleep. I will work on it, or I just stop the imprinting and then just like. But if you want me to show you how to make the egg custard, and then once I'm done with the carving, we're gonna do the custard. Okay, so I'll let you know when I'll do the custard. Well, hopefully that I'll be able to do tomorrow evening. Okay, I promise that I will get all this done already when I come on next time. And that way, all we need to do is just make the custard or the flan or the cream cheese. Okay. With the cream cheese, it'll be easy. The cream cheese, with the cream cheese or not cream cheese, with the cheesecake, I would only need to steam this pumpkin here, and the cheesecake I would pour it in once this is done or this is cooked. Okay, but the flan or the custard, I would have to steam both of them in here. I would put the custard in here and steam it. It take a little bit of time to steam it because this take about an hour and a half to steam it, plus the custard. So it will be about 2 hours. So that's a long time to wait for the custard to cook, right? So that's why sometimes people say, how come it's so long? Your video like a couple hours long. It depends on what I'm working, sometimes. Because if you make food at home, you can't make it in 30 minutes unless you frying eggs or even boiled egg will take a good 10-15 minutes, That was just simple frying eggs. If you're making a course of meals and with side dish and all that beautiful stuff, then yeah, it's gonna take time. You don't cook meal in 15 minutes unless you have pre-packages food and pop in a microwave for 2 minutes or 5 minutes. Then yeah, that can happen. But if you cook real meal, yes, it's gonna take you 2 to 3 hours, depend what you cook. If you cook steak and if you cook what do you call it? If you cook meal that require to cook the meat to tenderize it, and then it'll take hours. I mean, if you have pressure cook, okay, it go quicker. If you don't have pressure cook and you do slow cook, and sometimes when you need to cook the meat, tenderizing the meat, then yeah, it's gonna be a long time. So people who cook will know how much time required to cook a good meal. And if the people who don't know how to cook, then they say, too long. It is, I know it's too long because that's how meal is supposed to be. It's not like quick in and out like you go to burger stand or taco truck. I know taco truck is cool. I eat food out of taco truck too. Not bad at all. I mean, when we don't have a lot of time to sit down and enjoy meal, then we have taco. We do taco truck. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not more special than you guys. I'm just, because I know how to cook doesn't mean that I don't eat out and be normalized. I do normal things. Just that I just prefer home cooked meal over taco truck or fast food, because fast food is good for once in a while. I reward myself if I don't want to spare time. I want to spare time and do other things, or we travel, or we go do things that we need the time to concentrate on certain project, and then yeah, you don't have time to cook, and go ahead and bless yourself with someone else cooking. That's what Americans do, right? We buy things on credit card, so we borrow money for everything, for the house, for the car, for the credit card. So we that's already like a bad habit already. And then we trying to save money, trying to save time by eating someone else's food or someone else cooking, you know. I mean, even you pay for it, still someone else cooking. So that's why we need to bring back the family tradition value where family cook together, you know, so that way we take the time, we withdraw the kid out of their screen times. Yeah, it is, you know, I mean, prepare ahead of time, it helps, you know, especially when you're cooking meat and you marinate ahead of time. And when you make bread and you prepare ahead of time, especially, I wanted to make a croissant, but then croissant take at least 2 days to prepare. Like, you know, it's nice, but then the process of making the dough and all that, it take a lot of time to make the what do you call it, the croissant. Croissant probably the hardest thing, not hardest, it's just a lot of time consuming, because it's so much layer folding together for croissant to appear like it is, you know. It takes a lot of time to do that. Let me get some water so I can spray on my pumpkin, because it started to dry out. I need a spray. I don't have spray. I want to keep it fresh, especially the area that I'm already peeled. That's why I keep this one in the bag, to keep it fresh. And so far I got, well, yesterday I got 1.5 done today. I'll do one more and then we'll depart until tomorrow, okay? And I try to finish the rest. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more, plus this one. I know it's a lot of work. Carving's a lot of work, but then carving fruit is not as hard as this thing. This thing is like. So I did this before. I know last time it took me 2 days, and that because I have like a full concentration. I put like 3-4 hours on it, you know. It's because these right here I already put like at least 4 hours on it already. I'm not even halfway done. I mean, if this is easier than do the yam and the taro's root, because it's solid. So in order to create this cavity, I have to remove the flesh out of the taros to create the cavities. But here, right here, this pumpkin here, you know, I have cavity. All I did was remove the extra fiber and the seed, and then I have the whole thing here. I don't have to scoop anything out. Same thing for the yam, the taro root I have is about 10 pounds. It was like a big root like that, you know. It was like about that round, about that long. So I make dessert out of it, and I carve into a beautiful, to me it is beautiful because it's a lot of work to put onto it, a beautiful pottery that's similar to this, okay? It had lid and it had a sort of carving on the side here, you know. It's beautiful. It's less complicated than this one, because taro was a lot easier to handle than these. This is so far is the toughest fruit or vegetable to handle, okay? You know, if you're lucky to get all the fresh ingredients, Jason, because like fresh parsley, fresh thyme, fresh oregano and all that, it would be beautiful, you know. I mean, in California, I have my own garden. But here in Las Vegas, I have a hard time just to keep any big tree alive, you know. I mean, last year was when I wasn't around. I went to Cambodia with my mom. I went to Asia with my mom for a whole month. She wanted to see her family, so I took her on a trip. While I was gone during summer, so when I came home, my plantain, that special banana, the special species banana died, and my heirloom peach tree died, and year before that my jasmine bush died because I I left to attend my daughter's wedding, and I pay another family member to take care of the dog, to take care of the take care of my flowers in the garden. But I don't think she was home at all. I only been gone like 10 days, and when I came back, my jasmine was like crispy dry. The leaf is like I was so mad at her, and I paid her half. I told her that I'll pay her the other half when I get home. But when I get home and the dog was sick and they weren't being fed, and my plant died, and I didn't give her the other half. In fact, she moved back to her home state without even telling us. Like, that was rude, you know. How do people do that? I don't understand, you know. So I don't understand that, you know, how people can be that rude. So, but yeah, there are people who can be rude, you know. So from that experience, I was just like, I never be able to leave anything to people to take care of, you know. But when my daughter, she felt bad, so Mom, oh, okay, never mind. You're busy, you work, and you have kids, so you let the plant die. It was like, she said, it was like 100 and she said that one day, well, not one day, many day of the week is like 18 degree, you know, 18 degree for all day long. You know, it cooked the banana tree. And then I think the only thing that survived in the backyard was the palm tree, the native plant, the palm tree. That's the only thing that we have the backyard. Not the only thing. I mean, my other house, my other resident, there's a lot of. We have a lot of trees. So I still have a lot of my plant in the backyard. So when I moved here, I only bring like a couple of small plant with me, and because the rest of the plant was in the big pottery pots, and it was like 100 pound or 50 pound. I'm not about to move them. So yeah. But I love plants, you know. I can't be without plants. I'm so serious that plants like very special aspect in our life, you know. We love plant because plant give life, and it make a house, our backyard pretty, and it give life, and it had that greenhouse effect, you know, that I like. In the other house, there's a water fountain in the backyard, in the front yard, and I just love the flow and the energy of flowing water in the backyard. And I have hummingbird. I have hummingbird feed that she'll come around to collect the artificial nectar, you know, because we don't have flower for her to munch on, so she munch on the artificial nectar that we have. And I know how to make a regular nectar too. She enjoys it, you know, the regular sugars that we make for her. If you like, I have the recipe for it. If you have hummingbird coming around and you have hummingbird feeder, I have hummingbird feeder. I need to get one. I think I hear hummingbird around here, and then because we don't have feeders, so I can't see her. I recognize the sound that they make, because hummingbird have the unique sound. So you have hummingbird in your farm, Jason? You know, some people are not reliable, you know. I mean, for me, my jasmine are big. I have 3 kinds of jasmine. Actually, I have at least 4 kinds. So I have sambac, I have Duke of Tuscany, I have Arabian jasmine, I have star jasmine, and then there's another one. Can't remember what the name of it, but anyway. Not begonia. I forgot the name of it. It'll come up and I don't need it. So I want to bring to this house because I love jasmine when it in full bloom. It smells so sweet. And then my daughter had a plant of champaka. If you don't know what champaka it is, it's native Asian flowers, and It had a beautiful ivory color blossom, and it's had a sweet fragrance, and oh, it smells so sweet, and I think that's what they use for some of the perfume, expensive perfume. So I'm gonna create a little floral out of this one. Um, so I think I'm gonna propagate it so that way I can have a plant over here at this house because it's such a big plant already. We had it for about a year. My daughter, family member, the in-law propagated for her because I ordered a plant from online and I had it for about a year and then it died. And because it was so annoying because it was already growing really well and it died. I think what I did wrong is that I think I put too much. I think the soil was too rich, and the plant died. Um, I was so upset with it because I was obsessed with champaga tree, because that's what we have back home in Cambodia. I have champa tree, and it's really sweet fragrance, and it's quite expensive too. I got it from online for small trees, only about 36 inches. It was like what, $180, and it died. So my daughter got had her aunt did the propagation for her. The not the air cut. The air cut. I don't think they can do air cut on champaca, but she had a root that's already propagated on the brands, and so we had champaca. So I told her that I'm gonna propagate it, so I'll have one branch over here because I want to be able to enjoy it over here, and I have to go over there like every other day to water it too, because if not, um, it might die. Because my daughter, she come home late. Sometimes she didn't have time to go into the backyard and water the plant, you know. And it's true, because she's busy. I'm not gonna excuse her for that because I know how she is. She run the beauty shop, um, and by the time she's done, sometimes she won't come home until the last client, like 10, and have to cook and then put the kid to bed and feed the kid and put the kid to bed. And of course, she don't have time for animals or for a plant. And I don't want to move it over here. And she said, "Oh, don't move it, Mom. You're not here. It's already like there was feeling already. You take everything." Well, I left everything at her house, so my China hats, my collectible precious moment dolls and angel dolls. I'm supposed to leave for my kids anyway. So when I move, I already found home for my collection, my books, my libraries, my plants. Because this house here is already like packed with everything already. I don't really have room for anything. So I want room in this house, and so I have to work to arrange it and make room. Because everybody in this house is busy. I'm busy, but I find time to. I manage time. We all have to manage our time. Oh, lavender. So you know how you make a lavender? You harvest it, you dried it, and you bundle it up. So um, we use lavender. We burn lavender in the house here. When the sage or lavender that work. So you're lucky to have those things. Because lavender plant is so expensive. I love the color of lavender, that purple-ish, the lavender-ish. It's so pretty, and it smells so awesome. You're lucky. I guess you sound like you live on a piece of land. That's really nice. My place in Stockton, we live on a nice. It had. It's not half an acre, probably a quarter of an acre, so it was huge. And because California was big on medicinal growing, so every time when my friend visited my house, he said, "Oh, let's grow, make some money. I said, no. I'm like, don't think, are you crazy? Because you sit on Bank of United States and you don't want to make money. So, oh no, it's not even, when you grow those things, I'm not gonna mention it. It attract, it attract, it attract trouble. I remember when I work with law enforcement too. I want to live by example. If I were to grow medicinal and work with the law enforcement, I'm not in the law enforcement, but I work with them in the like the capacity building, where we do lend hand on certain thing. For me, I provide interpreting, so we work out in the community, so they need interpreters, so we just network. So, and then when my daughter, my adopted daughter, she went to apply job at the probation, and that put a lot of strain on everybody. They do background on everybody, and if any of her family grow medicinal, then she won't be accepted into the program. And plus, I don't endorse those things. I mean, there's time that I'm around people who grow, because they legalize it in California. I think they legalize here in state of Nevada too, but I have not met anybody who grow here in this small city here. But for the recreational use and this dispensary everywhere here in Las Vegas, where you realize or not. So Tan, hello. Unless you carving the vegetable, you can come on here. So I create a little floral design here, okay? Thank you. I appreciate that next time. Okay. So I got this floral here. Yeah. I remember when in California I work as trimmer. Okay, so even they legalize it, people when they work in the trimmer, they have to be like in a high alert also, because people get robbed out of thin air. I remember when this family, they're regular grower in the backyard, so it was near harvest season, and they got robbed. Okay, a whole bunch of duck came in like with machine guns and started shooting and killing family members and took the plants and shooting in a neighborhood and hurting people in the neighborhood. So then so Stockton is known to have most high crime rates. Not only that, because people do, is agriculture community, so people grow medicinal, and for the they claim that it's for health use, but then people grow 100 plants. So how are you gonna even, I mean, how do you smoke 100 plant of medicinal? 100 plant of those things is like a lot. It's a lot. Okay, I mean, 100 plant, you can, if you sell in the market, you can make thousands of dollars. So this is when the medicinal had good value. Now all the homegrown bumped out by a commercial grower. But the user do not know how dangerous those medicinal are, and I just noticed that my friend grow, most of my friends grow in California. You know, they make good money and they make rich out of it. And I just noticed that they don't smoke their own product, and that's just because the amount of pesticides and chemical that they add onto the product to, and that's why it's not healthy for them to smoke, so they don't smoke. But you know, they make money out of people who smoke, and people don't know that they are not addicted to the plant. They're addicted to the chemical that they put onto the plant. And severely, they have high doses of food enhancer, not food enhancer, fertilizer, and they have enhancer for the plant to form to be sugary. You know, well, I don't know how it tastes like because I don't do those things, but for my friend who grow will try to explain to me, you know, they have to spray certain certain recipe to make it right, you know, and either it's grow on greenhouse or it grow on freelance, you know. So there's the flowers, the floral design. It's so there's a little bit different on there. Oh, so you put on the. It must smell really, really nice, huh? So when you burn the lavenders, the what you call those? Potpourri. You can make potpourri out of it, right? Oh, you're 40? Yeah, you're about 23 years behind me. So you have a long way to get to where I'm at. So I think I'll live over 100 because where my families are coming, we have longevity family, so it's no joking because they live a long time. So I think I'll be one of those lucky person because the longevity does run into my family. So if I inherit from my mom, from my grandpa's side, my paternal side of family, I'll be living a long time. On my mom's side, not a whole lot. They live to be about 80, 90. But on my dad's side, they live beyond 100, like my grandma and my great aunt, you know. So I want to live as long as I be able to take care of myself, you know. If I'm no longer able to take care of myself and have to rely on other people, that won't be fun, you know. I mean, even so, people want to live. Like my dad, he took an ill and he had at least 3-4 stroke, and the last stroke left him paralyzed waist down, and he didn't have like quality of life, but I took care of him. So, you know, I took him around, I traveled with him, I took him on my trips when I work, and on my trip I take him with me, and you know, I'm trying to make him, to help him have quality of life. And he need complete care, you know, all the personal care, feeding, cleaning, washing and all that, and dressing. So he need help with everything because he paralyzed waist down, so he can even get up and walk and do things on his own, you know. He keep up on what you call it, physical therapy. We tried, it didn't work. He had too many strokes, and the last one left him paralyzed. So I have to give up my job to be able to stay home to become his full-time care provider. And sometimes, and my mom's still alive, so she helped taking care of him when I needed to work outside the house because the state didn't pay enough for me to stay home to. So they only pay for the in-home support, just enough for food and for a little essentials. It's not pay for the whole thing, you know. Even the person is is immobile. So so that's a time where I I became the health educator in the time when I was taking care of my dad, and then when I'm out teaching class, my mom would help watching him while I'm gone. He's already being fed, and all she needs to do is just keep him safe from not getting out of the house. Even though he's not able to walk, but the old man can can open the door and scoot himself out in the backyard, and it was, yeah, he did that. It was not even safe. So my mom, she come in and help assist him with do like a respite care when I'm not there. So allow me to still be able to work. And I used to have a nice job before my dad taken ill, and after he taken ill, I left my job to take care of him. And after I took care, while I'm taking care of him, I got accepted into with Dignity Hall because they needed an Asian person to teach the chronic health chronic illnesses class or diabetes class. So then I got into get training in certificate program with Stanford, and was able to participate in their satellite program in the community health outreach. So that was nice. Worked for them for many years. So that worked well, while my dad, able to take care of my dad and take some time to work out in the community. I take care of him for 16 years, and he finally passed on the other side of Rainbow, to the other side of Rainbow, and then I was able to go back and resume my normal life. Yeah. Sometimes we do what we need to do to take care of family members, because I consider my dad, he's a very intelligent man, and when we left Cambodia, my dad made sure that we safe and brought us here to America. So I love the fact that he brought us out from the bondage and came to safety. And then when I was going through my difficulty with my relationship, and when I left my ex-husband, I have already 4 children, so my dad came in to help with my kids and taking them to school for me when I'm at work, so he was always giving the care that my kid need when my mom and him, they're homemakers, so they were able to help care for my kids while I'm at work. So I owe a lot to my parents, so that's why I did everything I could to make sure that their life are comfortable now. So that's what I do for my mom not to. So I have 2 floral design. Okay, I created 2 floral design here. It's very simple, but it's elegant and very nice and beautiful. Okay, I think I'll do one more before I depart with you, so that way I only have a few to work on tomorrow. Today is tomorrow already. It's 2 in the morning now. But then this is like the best time to work on a project when no disruption. Well, yesterday was a bit of rude for my my cohabitant here too. I know it was her cooking time, and she made the biggest noise. I mean, just like a little kid, where just like a little Brody, when I'm talking, she talked too. It was like a lot of noise, but when she does her thing, I minimize the noise and be respectable. But sometimes people don't know how to respect other people. I mean, it's just unfortunate. But when I waited like in a like early in the morning like this, and everybody's asleep, so I have to keep my voice down and be respectable also. But this is, I'm on the second floor, and the studio on the first floor, and then bedroom on the third floor, so I hope that I didn't make too much noise. Okay, so the reason I only peel what I needed, because it helped to preserve the freshness. Okay, if I peel all, and then it will get dry, and it dried out, and it's just like I did here. I have to keep it moisture, because I don't want it to get, I don't want it, my design to get ruined or get withered. Okay, so oh, you think so? With olive oil to keep it shine? Yeah, I trust you completely on that. But if I do oil application, it might be slippery. It's hard for me to handle, so I'm just gonna use water for now, and I'll take your word on that. Okay, when I steam this, I'll spray with some olive oil. I'll brush it with olive oil. I think would be fantastic. Yeah, I kind of like this design. It's a lot easier than I thought. You know, when I did this, it was not as bad, but this is a lot easier than I expect. So I think that's what I'll do also. So, you know, I enjoyed it, because carving is like one of my strongest skill. Okay, besides cooking, because I have firsthand training in carving too. I mean, making rolls is fine, but rolls is a lot harder to create, you know, because it's such a sophisticated design, and it needs a certain amount of the certain kind of fruit and vegetable to do it. You know, maybe melons or watermelon is where it's soft, the texture is easy to like pierce into. So yeah, but then carving rolls on this, no, it won't work, because it's too hard. Okay, it's really hard. I'm not kidding you. Okay, I mean, I'm a carver, so I know, just like you carving stone here. But I just love the simple floral design here. It's just amazing looking. Okay. Yeah, so I might probably do one more of the same kinds, or I can do only 4 petal. I think that would be nice too. 4 petals, like just make petal out of each corner here. I think how to do, because this one I have 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers, 4 flowers, and then in between. Okay, so yes, this lattice flowers that has only 3 petals. I needed something round, smaller, something round, so I can like do the inner of it. I think this is what do. And it's hard to see too, because it's the color is blending. It's like almost like a mirage, you know. Oh, you hear the Buddhists chanting, because the owner of this place here, they're Buddha. I mean, they're Buddhists. But I respect their faith, you know. I mean, it's the chanting is really nice, and calms, and soothing, you know. That's what I learned, is to be respectful. You don't be discriminatory against people with different belief. You know, I respect them. Oh shoot, I think I did too much because I can't really see it. Because they leave the chanting audio on all day, all night, and I remember it's the little girl, the baby, she started to. So funny because she started to chant too. I heard she croon and along the chanting audio. I'm like, all right, this baby's already learning. You know, so cute. So I'm gonna have to divide into 4 segments here because I'm gonna do like 4 petals only on this one here. Well, Jason, you share a whole lot. I learned a lot about you. So I have farming background too. In Cambodia, I'm originally from Cambodia. My dad is a rice farmer, so he does rice paddy and stuff. And so growing up in that environment, my dad showed me how to do rice paddy. So I know how to do rice paddy. I know how to do water buffalo before I'm here in America. So I live in a farmhouse. We have farmhand. We don't have buffalo. My grandfather had buffalo, but we have farmhand of cow to help with the farming, with the plowings and pulling the cart and oxen cart and all that. So my dad used to have a lot of land before we left Cambodia. Now our land all taken when we evacuated the Khmer Rouge, the killing, the genocide. So we don't have any more land. All the land are taken. Yeah, so I'm familiar with living on farm. We have our own cow, our own livestock. Though we don't eat them, we don't consume the livestock like we do here in America. I think America is one of the nations that consume the most beef or the most meat. Well, thank you. Hey, I got the idea. Thank you, Jason, for sharing. I should have used the brush like you said. Now, thank you for sharing. I have this, but I didn't think about that until you mentioned. It took me a while to understand what you were saying, but thank you for the suggestion. Great idea. Your support is taken. Thank you. So I have 4 petals. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 petals of flowers. Let me make it more clear because so I know how it's like to live on the farms and be a farm girl, you know. I remember how to do rice paddy. My dad taught me how, and I used to ride on the plower, you know, when my dad plowed the earth, and I wasn't that big. I was only 5, 6 years old. I left Thailand. I left Cambodia to Thailand when I was about 11 in 1974. So actually, my family were lucky to get out of there before the Khmer Rouge taken over. But we already taken to captivities in 1973. but my mom, she's pretty smart. She knows what's about to happen. So she advised my dad that we need to leave Cambodia to return home to grandparents in Thailand. But then little we know, we were in Thailand, and because we went because I'm not Thai citizen. I was born in Cambodia, so we went we were summoned into the camp and lived in the camp for 5 years in 1974. No, 6 years. 1974 to 1980. That's a long time. Well, I didn't want to come to America or any other country. I wanted to live in Thailand, but my dad didn't want us to live in Thailand because the way we were treated. But my dad, my dad, he has Thai citizenship because he was born in Thailand before his dad move him to Cambodia. He was only about 10 years old when he moved to Cambodia. He migrated to Cambodia with his family. So my dad has citizenship, but the children won't. So my mom was born in Cambodia too. So my dad, save for my dad, was born in Thailand. But our family, on both sides of families are from Cambodia. So I mean from Thailand. So that's how that's how my family were. We Thai descent. I think only look pretty. I don't think I need to do anything else with it. This one, for some reason, I need to peel a little bit better. It's still, because you can't really see the printing, but maybe it's just my eyes. I think I'll leave it like that. It's a little bit different design than, yeah. So I have one more here, a little one, a great small floral. So yeah, living on a farm is like so much responsibility, I mean, but then we have our own land, we grow our own fruit and vegetables, our own food. So growing up in Cambodia, though, was plentiful. Was the wild honey, wild vegetations, and game meats, and fish in the water. So it's so plenty at the time. But now that all the resources are depleted, people stealing them and stealing the land, stealing the water, stealing the resource. So everything is depleted. The forestry, the deforestations, and now the monsoon are unhappy with all the greenhouse effect change. So it's caused a lot of flood, caused a lot of uninvited natural disasters. So that's how it is, because people change the environment. So once the environment is being disrupted and the nature get confused, there's no ecosystem, there's no greenhouse, equality. So the nature got confused, and here come the downpour. But then flooding is not new in Cambodia. I don't know about Thailand. I all heard about the song sing about the flood and all that. But then probably the flood didn't just happen in this recent year. I mean, if I hear from the song sing about the flood, and then I experienced the flood experience when I was in Cambodia, therefore if people said that, oh, it's karma, whatever it is, probably not, because I remember, it flooded everywhere in Cambodia. It flooded hard, I mean, it flooded the whole field, and not just like um, the flooding so hard is that you wouldn't be able to cross the river. Nothing. It's just serious. It's it's not like Noah experience, but then um, the water rise up to like second story, so that's serious. And the flood can last like days. I remember when we my mom will allow me to be near the water because the alligators in Cambodia are full of alligator, just like in the state of which state is it have a lot of alligator? Um, Florida, yeah, same thing. I mean, alligator everywhere in Cambodia. So when it's flooded, alligators are roam free. Typically, it's in the water reservoir somewhere, but when it's flooded, the alligator just like roam all over to find food. So what I remember about the flood in Cambodia is that when it's serious flood, okay, what I learned about the nature, especially the colony of ants and termite, okay, especially the ant. What's fascinating about the ant is that it was a heavy flood, okay, so the ant would like form each other into a little ball, and I mean you have ants that like ants that like they stick together like this. I mean they form themselves into a ball like this. Sometimes there's a ball of ant this big and they just flow along the river or flow along the flowing water. And I remember I'm so fascinated with it. Sometimes I be mischievous and trying to break them. You get I'll get bitten because they attack when they're under threat. So it's so fascinating to see how nature can survive through certain catastrophe, certain turmoil. Just like human, we always like if we flooded, we're trying to climb to the higher elevations or you know but for the animals, they can seek refuge. They can climb the trees. They can form into unity, just like ants. They form themselves into a little ball, so they flow along, just like the ball. So I thought, wow, that's fascinating. How nature can so smart. If they can talk to you, they probably laugh at humans and oh, human, not that smart. Compared to well, we are smart, but then some of the things we did is not smart at all. Just like when we do things to destroy ourselves, by food or chemicals, dependency. I never understood, especially people who have a lot of money and they hurt themselves. Don't make sense to me. But oh well, who am I to judge? So yeah, so by the experience, I learned that natures are a lot smarter than we thought. Because they don't talk doesn't mean they're not smart. They are smart in their own environment. So all right, my friends, I don't know. I've been on here over an hour, probably 2 hours already. So I accomplished this lane, this lane, and this lane. That's like, so with this 4 lane here, 5 lanes, it'll probably take me another 2 hours. Okay, so I'm not gonna keep you up on that. So I like this lane most because I was able to like create this floral design here, so we can turn it upside down. So you can see the floral design here. It's really pretty. Yeah, very, very, very pretty. Very, very elegant too. I mean, it's sometimes I just like to watch it without eating it. I mean, here I'm just casual here, but here I started to create patterns. Here I started to put more effort onto creating floral design, which I am trained to do as a floral design. Okay, so I'm good about creating different floral design, which are my compassion. Yeah, it's pretty, very pretty, very elegant, very simple. As you see that I start with a little circle and a little mesh around it, and then just do the 4 cut, the 4/4, and then and that was it. Look at that, it was simple. Simple as that. Same thing for here. Here's a little elaborate here, okay? So let's take a little bit of carving here with the floral design here. Okay, so like I said, I'm trying to finish this tomorrow, okay? It's already late today. Not today, tonight. Morning. It's like 2 over here in Pacific time. It's like 5 in the morning East Coast. My kid probably ready to get ready to open the shop. So this here I peeled it a little bit further down so you can see the yellow is here. I had some greenish in it, so it's a little different. So when I steam this will turn tarnished a little bit. It will change the texture of the color. It'll get a little darker, which is normal, okay, for a pumpkin. All right, so what I do tomorrow, once I'm done, I want to do short videos of these, okay, of design that we have today. Like I said, this had lid, so I already designed the lid. I already carved the lid. So my lids look like a big sunflowers. Okay, so it's beautiful. Yeah. It's not difficult. It's simple. It's just that this pumpkin is harder to carve because of the textures of the pumpkin. So here we go. We have, let me put it into place. It had a place for that because I make it crooked. So that's why. There we go. It flush right there. Okay. So far we have accomplished half of. Okay. So I have four lanes done. So I have 9 lanes altogether. I still have 5 more. And there you go, my beautiful carved pumpkins. Yeah. Okay, I know that you guys tired, so am I. So we're gonna call it out, okay, for tonight. And I promise that it's gonna be done by tomorrow, and I will do a short video so you can see, follow through with it. And if you follow me on my YouTube, you will see the full videos of what we do today. If you wanted to follow, and give a shout out and subscribe, we'd always appreciate. Okay? And if you follow me on my TikTok, and I always go back and check my message and follow you guys back. And this is the way we support each other, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up to keep in the fridge and keep it nice and fresh. Okay, so my beautiful carved pumpkin is done. I mean, not done, halfway done, because I already got the lid done. So I have 5 more 5 more lane to work with. So it depends on what design I make. If I make complicated design, it might take me a little bit longer. If I just peel it and then not design it, I'll be done tonight. But I want to make it beautiful. It's something that I like to give myself appreciation. Okay. Okay. So we'll call it quit for tonight. I appreciate all of you for being on here with your comment and your conversation. I learn about you guys, and I appreciate that. And yeah, I appreciate all of you. Thank you for the heart. I didn't get a whole lot today. I get about 300. Well, let me give my heart back to you guys for lovings and for your supporting, and I appreciate all of you. You guys been wonderful, and thank you, my follower on YouTube, for your like, for your heart, for your subscription. I appreciate that, and love and respect your support, supporting my channel. And And for the TikTok, I'm sending you guys my heart, and I appreciate you being on here, and I hope that you enjoy my carving show today, and I hope that you would try it out. Okay, just remember we start, we we carve around. You can use measurement, you can use a bowl to wherever you want to start, and then you mark it, and then you carve it out and remove the seeds and the fiber, and here you have the hollow of it. It's not like the yam or taro where we have to scoop it out to create the cavity like these. It was a little bit harder for that, but this one is a little bit hard because the texture of this is kind of sticky and hard, so it was hard to carve it. Okay, but it's all possible, it's already beautiful. We had some different design already, which I like. Okay, so it's so darling. It's so cute. I give myself compliment. It is beautiful. I can't deny it. Okay, so we're gonna call it quit for tonight. I appreciate you being on here. You've been a tremendous support. Okay, we're gonna go to bed and we'll worry about it tomorrow. And I'm gonna wrap this up another round to keep the air out in the fridge so that way it'll stay fresh. So absolutely we have to cook tomorrow, and I don't want to leave it too long. It's gonna get rotten. Okay, so it's in a nice wrap. So it's already beautiful. It's not done yet, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I have to give myself that credit. Okay. So like I said again, I appreciate all you guys, and where you at. Good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all of you. Appreciate all your support, and I'll see you again tomorrow. When we're ready to cook this. Hopefully it's in the evening. Okay. All right.